Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So did you understand yesterday's lecture? The derivations of equations we have finished. Okay, hope you have practiced how to derive equations. It is a very important question for the first term or the first unit test. Okay, compulsorily you will be getting this question to derive the equation. Most probably the first derivation will be asked. Okay, which one? That is velocity time relationship, that is v is equal to u plus at. Okay, now we are moving on to the next topic, that is uniform circular motion. What do you mean by uniform circular motion? When an object moves with constant speed along a circular path, it is said to be uniform circular motion. Okay, so in case of any object which is moving in a circle, it is continuously changing its direction. That means when it is moving in a circle, if this is in a circle, here the direction is like this. Okay, the direction is continuously changing. This is the direction, this is the direction. That means if you have tied a stone to a piece of thread, and if you are moving it in circular motion, if you leave it, it does not continue to be in circular motion. Okay, the point where it loses contact, it goes in that direction, isn't it? That means if you leave it here, it will go in that direction. If you leave it here, it will go in that direction. Okay, that means the direction is along the tangent of the circle. It is along the tangent of the circle. That means at every point the direction is continuously changing. So we had studied in the first lecture of this chapter, how can you change the velocity? We can change the velocity by changing the speed and keeping the direction constant, or changing the direction, keeping the speed constant, or changing the direction and the speed also. So if an object is in circular motion, even if it is having uniform speed, it is changing its direction continuously. So it is change in velocity. So as there is change in velocity, there is acceleration. So uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. It is a very important point. It is there on page number 10, the paragraph below that activity. I will read it out. When an object is moving with a constant speed along a circular path, the change in velocity is only due to change in direction. Hence, it is an accelerated motion. Okay, so this is a question, give reason question. Uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. Now, in figure 1.10, they have given several conditions. You have to place the tip of your pencil and you have to draw several shapes. In the first shape, that is a square, how many times you are changing the direction? You are changing the direction 4 times. In case of next one, the one below that, it is a pentagon. Okay, in a pentagon, how many times you are changing the shape? You are changing the shapes 5 times. Okay. Now in case of a hexagon, next one is a hexagon. In a hexagon, we are changing the direction, not the shape, changing the direction 6 times. Okay, so in a square we are changing the direction 4 times. In a pentagon we are changing the direction 5 times. In a hexagon we change the direction 6 times. What about a circle? In a circle we are changing the direction infinite times. Okay, so as the direction is changing many times, it is an accelerated motion. Now what is the definition of uniform circular motion? It is when an object moves with constant speed along a circular path, the motion is called uniform circular motion. Okay, now what is the equation to find out the speed or velocity of an object which is performing uniform circular motion? The speed of uniform circular motion is equal to circumference upon time. Why I have taken the circumference? Because it is the distance traveled. It is moving in this direction. Okay, it is moving in this direction. What is this? It is the circumference of the circle. So speed is equal to circumference upon time. Here v is equal to 2 pi r upon t, that is the equation. V is equal to 2 pi r upon t, where v stand for velocity, r stand for radius, and t stand for time. Okay, now on page number 10, towards the end, research. Find out more examples of circular motion in day-to-day life. That you can write on your own. Several examples you can write. You can write about the blades of a fan, the needle of a clock, then wheels of a vehicle, otherwise potter's wheel or washing machine tub. Okay, these are examples. Now there is an activity given in figure 1.11. There is a disc which is moving in a circular motion. You have to place a coin on that. What will happen to that coin? The coin will get thrown away in a particular direction. It will get thrown away. It won't continuously move in the circular direction. It will get thrown away in a particular direction. That direction is said to be tangential. It is said to be tangent. So what is a tangent? A line which is drawn from the point of a circle. Okay, so this direction it is said to be tangential direction. The coin will be thrown off in the direction of the tangent, which is perpendicular to the radius of the disc. This much is about uniform circular motion. Now the next is examples. They have given some solved examples. All those solved examples are very, very important. You have to solve this in your notebook. Okay. Now the first one is example 1. An athlete is running on a circular track. Okay, it is a circular track. He runs a distance of 400 meter in 25 seconds before returning to his original position. Okay, so from the question itself we should understand that if the person is returning to the original position, that means the displacement is 0. I repeat, if the person is returning to his original position, that means the displacement is 0. What is the distance traveled here? The distance traveled is given as 400 meters. What is the time? 25 seconds. What is his average speed and velocity? Okay, I have done it here. What has been given? Distance traveled have been given as 400 meter. Displacement is 0 meters. Okay, why displacement is 0 meters? Because the person is returning back to his original position. Total time is given as 25 seconds. Average speed, first you have to find out average speed. Speed is equal to distance upon time, and average speed is equal to total distance traveled upon total time. What is the total distance traveled? It is 400. What is the total time? 25. 400 upon 25, you will get it as 16 meter per second. Now the next is average velocity. You have to find out displacement upon time. What is displacement? Displacement is 0. So 0 upon 25, we will get it as 0 meter per second. This is a frequently asked question. So this points you have to write in your notebook. Okay, you may mark. These are the next two examples. Example 2. An aeroplane taxis on the runway for 30 seconds with an acceleration of 3.2 meter per second square before taking off. How much distance would it have covered on the runway? Okay, you have to find out the distance covered. What have been given? Acceleration has been given, that is 3.2 meter per second square. Time has been given, it is 30 seconds. And initial velocity is 0. Why initial velocity is taken as 0? Because it is starting from a position. As it is starting from rest, its initial velocity is 0. Okay, so this we had discussed when we studied about acceleration. Okay, in the second lecture, when an object starts from rest, its initial velocity or initial acceleration is 0, or sorry, initial velocity is 0, and when an object comes to rest at the end rest, that means its final velocity is 0. Okay, so here the initial velocity is 0. Now what do you mean by taxis? Taxis means it moves. Given A is equal to 3.2 meter per second square, T is equal to 30 second, U is equal to 0, you have to find distance travelled. By the equation S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Now, how will you decide which equation to use? First of all, you have to see what has been given. Okay, what has been given. So, you may see here A is given, T is given, U is given, and you have to find out S. There are two equations to find out S. Either the second equation or the third equation. What is the second equation? It is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Or the third equation. What is the third equation? V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. In that equation also there is S. Okay, so there are two equations in which S is there, and we have to find out S. Now we have to see what has been given. Now here we have A, we have T, we have U. So which equation? It is the second equation. Okay, so S is equal to UT plus half AT square. UT means U into T. U is 0, T is 30 plus half into 3.2 into 30 square. Okay, now these brackets you may put, it has not been put in your textbook, but to prevent confusion you may put those brackets there. So half into 3.2 into 30 square. 30 square I have taken it as 30 into 30, and 2 and 30 will get cancelled to get 15. 2 and 30 to get 15. So we will get it as 0 plus 3.2 into 30 into 15, which is equal to 1440 meters. Okay, so the answer is 1440 meters. Now this is the calculation which I have done. You may do the calculations on your own and see, because at the time of exams you have to do the calculations on your own. Okay, now the next is example 3. A kangaroo can jump 2.5 meter vertically. What must be the initial velocity of the kangaroo? Okay, so a kangaroo can jump 2.5 meter vertically. Now I'll show you. Consider this is the surface of the earth. This is the kangaroo. Okay, this is the kangaroo. Okay, I don't know how to draw a kangaroo, but I have drawn a circle. Okay, so it is jumping. How much it has jumped? It has jumped 2.5 meter. It is jumping 2.5 meter. Now what will it do? It will go up, it will stop, then come down, isn't it? It will come down, isn't it? So it will come to a stop. That means the final velocity is equal to 0. So whenever an object is going up, its final velocity will be 0, and whenever an object is coming down, its initial velocity will be 0. This you have to mark, you have to write anywhere in the textbook itself. When an object is going up, its final velocity is 0. When an object is coming down, its initial velocity is 0. Now in this case, the acceleration is the acceleration due to gravity. This also you may mark. When an object is going up, g is taken as negative. G means A, that is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, as it is going up, g is taken as negative. What is acceleration due to gravity? It is the force with which the object is attracted towards the center of the earth. Every object on the surface of the earth is attracted towards the center of the earth. So what is the direction of that force? It is towards the earth. Now this object is going against that force, against that acceleration. That is why it is taken as negative. Okay, and if the object is coming down, then g will be positive, g or A. This you have next year also. Okay, so we will come back to the sum. Given A is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, here we have to take it as negative. Why we are taking it as negative? Because it is going in the upward direction. S is equal to 2.5 meter. It is given in the question. Final velocity is equal to 0, because as it goes up, after going up it will stop and then come down. So the final velocity is 0. So v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Here you may see you have to find out u. Okay, in all the three equations there is u. Which equations? All the three equations of motion. V is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square is equal to u square plus 2as. In all the equations there is u. You can find out by any equation, but we must see what has been given, what we have in our hand. So we have a, s and v. Okay, we don't have t. We don't have s. Yes, we have s, but we don't have t. As we don't have t, the first two equations we cannot use. So the remaining equation is the third equation. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. So 0 square is equal to u square plus 2 into minus 9.8 I have taken into 2.5. So 0 is equal to u square plus minus 49. This u square, when I take it to the left hand side, it will become minus u square is equal to minus 49, or u square is equal to 49, that is u is equal to root of 49, that is equal to 7 meter per second. Okay, have you understood? This question is important. It is asked in several schools. Okay, so you may write. Now the last sum for today. Example 4. A motorboat starts from rest. Okay, in the beginning itself they have told that the motorboat is starting from rest. Starting from rest means initial velocity is 0. A motorboat starts from rest and moves with uniform acceleration. If it attains the velocity of 15 meter per second in 5 seconds. Okay, so it is starting from rest and getting a velocity of 15 meter per second. So the initial velocity is 0 and the final velocity is 15 in 5 seconds. So t is 5 seconds. Calculate the acceleration and distance traveled in that time. You have to find out the acceleration and the distance traveled. So you may see, given, what has been given? U is equal to 0, V is equal to 15 meter per second, t is equal to 5 seconds. Acceleration you have to find. The equation to find out acceleration is a is equal to v minus u upon t. You can use the first equation also, v is equal to u plus at. Okay, you can use that equation also. You will come to this. Okay, so a is equal to 15, that is the final velocity, minus initial velocity upon time, that is 15 minus 0 upon 5. So 15 upon 5, that is equal to 3 meter per second square. Now the distance covered is equal to s is equal to ut plus half at square. Distance covered you have to find out. You can use any of the two equations, either the second equation or the third equation, because we have all the required values here. Okay, so here I have taken, in the textbook also they have taken, s is equal to ut plus half at square, u is 0, t is 5, half into 3 is acceleration into 5 square, that is time square. Don't forget to put square here. If you forget it, you would get it wrong. So s is equal to 0 plus 75 upon 2. 3 into 5 square. 5 square is 25. 25 3s are 75. So 75 upon 2. It will be 37.5 meter. So this will be the distance covered. Okay, so these 4 sums, solved examples, are very, very important. Okay, it is asked. Now from this year, you will be having numericals. Okay, compulsorily one or the other numericals you will be having in physics in your section A paper. Okay, so while writing the answers for numericals, you have to write the given part first, given and whatever solving. Okay, the steps are compulsory. If you don't write the steps, you won't get marks. Okay, so today you may practice the solved examples in your notebook. No any other homework I am giving. Okay, so you have to define uniform circular motion and write the solved examples. You may write the questions also of solved examples, because you might learn from that. Okay, thank you.